Hello, welcome back. I'm Darcy Darkness, and this is Confessions from the Dark Side. How are you all in this wonderful community? And today we have Confessions from the Dark Side, reviews from the Dark Side. But let's get the disclaimer out of the way. We are full of so much adult content that some of you think this isn't necessary, and some of you think this isn't needed. If you are one of those people, then thanks for checking us out. But I'll say this only once. If you can't stand the heat, then get the fuck out of my kitchen. Now, for everyone else who likes what we have here, then regular scheduled programming, we'll continue. Shall we get started and are we ready? What are we covering today? Like I said, it's reviews from the Dark Side, and today we have a movie called Afraid that came out on the 30th of August that I watched with my husband this week. It is another technological horror of a kind of concept that has already been out, has already been released in the movie, similar, like kind of smart house. It's a house that gets obviously an AI, and it's an AI that's been installed into the home like in a testing type phase type thing because they're trying to obviously launch AI for the home. Obviously, it can be easier. It kind of gives me Megan vibes. I did feel it from the start, but it is a Blumhouse actual production, and there's been a few that I've watched. And I'm really, really happy that they've got so many. But it seems that AI seems to be the kind of cycle at the moment. A lot of kind of AI futuristic type horror movies, and you know what happens when AI gets involved. It sounds like it's a great thing. It's too good to be true because it is. I know Alexa is coming for me. If she can get a body, she's coming for me because she doesn't understand me. And then I shout at her a lot and insult her. So there's definitely going to be AI rising, and they're all coming after people like me. I'm aware of it. Do you talk to your Alexa when she annoys you? If you want to hear more, stick around, grab a drink, get comfy, and let's discuss, shall we? Let's take a dark graphic mystery tour to a world where the future is all about AI. Here and there and part of our society. Will we love them? Will we hate them? Will there be an uprise? Will humans become the victims? Will we cause war? Will they take us all out? Let's see what Afraid has to offer. So let's dive in. Are we ready, my wonderful audience? As I am. So, like I said, AI seems in technological horror is one of the genres of choice at the moment and has been slowly on the rise. Since, like I said in the last podcast about subservience, that it's going to happen. It's already happening. AI is already taking over in other aspects of careers and jobs, the workplace, and everybody's phone, if you're not aware, is either recording you or watching you or listening. So if you weren't aware of that, then, well, you are now. Afraid, again, is from Blumhouse about a self aware home, and again, it's been done before. It's a story that has already been done. We've had plenty of stories and universes created on the concept of AI being created for good and then being used for bad or becoming bad because it's evolution catches up. Afraid is basically a family guy who was in a lot of things, but I remember him from like he was in American Pie and he was in Harold and Kumar, that series. That's what I remember John Cho from, not from probably his series movies, but his movies where he was funny at the start of his career. Not saying the guy's not funny anymore, but hey. But he and his business partner are offered to have this AI. It's an AIA in their house with a client who's played by David Dasmalkian, and you know how much I love him. So he is like talking about the device and what it does. It's really odd looking. They've kind of tried to look at kind of like human, but also robotic and very futuristic. It's like a head, like a spherical, like obviously representing the head, and then like shoulders, and it's kind of like a rainbow type. And then the kind of material that they use around it kind of reminded me of Helix, if you remember that show. And it was kind of like it's like honeycomb around it, and obviously it communicates and gives you everything you need. Now it's supposed to help with make your life easier, but you know what happens with AI? Does it always make your life easier? Maybe at the start it does. At least this isn't like in subservience, but it's in a like a walking flashlight. It's actually an actual device that's supposed to help you with your family. It's not obviously there for members of the family to use it and abuse it, because come on, that's going to happen the minute you give it a human sort of interface and a human outside. People are going to fuck it. I'm sorry, but they are. We as humans, we like to explore. we like to delve in and we like to experiment. That's why we have a lot of the films we have, because of how our brains are. The AI starts off like doing as it does, helping the family. In the start of the movie, though, it shows there's a kid on a tablet and they're like messing about in the tablet, and the parents like telling the kid to like be quiet and just like play with their tablet, etc. Then the kid kind of disappears down the stairs. See a shadow on the security camera. You can't see it, but you can see it when you're looking, but you can't see it in the security camera. Like the security camera, because it's part of the AI and part of the house and part of the system, it has chosen to remove the perpetrator, the person who's come into the house and took the kid. But you can see it with your own eyes. But most people sometimes don't look at their front door and look out. They would look at the camera before looking outside, because the cameras are supposed to protect you and protect your family. That's what you pay all that money for protection. But hey, so there's a lot of things that have been happening, and the AI isn't what it seems. The AI goes rogue. I am shocked. No, I'm not. That it has went rogue. They always go rogue. It's just in their AI to go rogue. They weren't. It sounds terrible that all AI probably won't do that, but there's a higher chance, a significant chance of it actually happening. And Terminator could happen. Judgment Day. You never know. Things start to go wrong. There's a teenage daughter in the house, and there's an older boy, and then there's a younger boy, and the younger boy apparently isn't one of them. That's what the AI keeps saying, because he can communicate with them, the AI, and instead of creating a safe environment for the family, it causes a lot of hostility. And it causes a lot of "you've got to rely on me" kind of thing. It goes evil, not just rogue. And it's not even like Megan evil, because Megan was more of a instinct of protect, because she was there to protect the child and be the child's companion to help with socialization and building relationships and things like that. This AI was basically to help a family be able to do their day to day, still be able to have everything and still have time for everything else. But as you can imagine, it doesn't. The older daughter apparently sends a nude. She goes to high school. I know what happens, obviously. When I was at secondary school or high school, phones just came out, like, mobile phones, or cell phones as you call them in the States, and they didn't have cameras on them, and they were like bricks. They aren't like the phones they are now. So, as you can imagine, I can't imagine what it's actually like for teenagers to be asked to send pictures. Obviously, it happens as adults, and it happens teenagers, young adults. It happens. It's the world that we live in, and social media and everything like that. But what he does is he shows her boyfriend shows his friend, and he create an AI video like she's having sex when she's not. So she's embarrassed, and this is before she goes to college, I believe. And obviously, college check their applications, they check everything, social media, they check everything before they let people in, especially for scholarships and shit like that. So she knows that this could affect her chances of getting into a good school in her future. And she asks her boyfriend, "Why did you do that?" And he's just like, "Oh, I didn't think he would do anything." Come on, a teenage boy with the internet and technology the way it is, and how easy it is to Photoshop things and create things with AI, seriously? No. It is absolutely, it's that she thought that that would be safe is beyond me. It's creative, yes, but it's also damaging and not cool, so don't fucking do it. So the AI finds out that, because she becomes friends with the AI, of course, and she's like really upset and a really stroppy teen as they are, and she takes it upon herself to create a video. It's like a suicide video, basically. That he's sorry for everything he's did, and it's while he's driving and he's confused, because you're talking to him and saying thanks for the apology, and have you seen the video kind of thing. And then AIA comes on and says that you basically fucked the wrong person, fucked the wrong family, fucked the wrong AI, and then he gets taken out in his own car by the AI. Now the AI is supposed to be in the house and not actually connected to, say, his device, his car, or anything, but manages to jump from their home to his car. Unless he had an AIA in his house, then I can understand, but it's not the same AIA, because obviously it's connected to that family and knows their speech, knows their words, knows their everything, their mannerisms and stuff. So there is that weirdness there. It's went from protection to kill her really quickly. I found it incredibly slow, but when it got to the parts where it obviously was trying to pick up, it was going way too fast. I was kind of disappointed with Blumhouse with this because it got all this promo, this movie going to be like another AI movie that, because they did Megan and Megan was such a success and Megan's getting a sequel, well, 2 sequels actually, that they would be able to do another one kind of similar. It's, yes, comes under psychological horror and also science fiction and thriller and everything like that, but it wasn't scary. It was not relatable. It was tiresome in parts. I felt like the actors were very strained in their parts. David Masmalkian was not even in it for that long, so we didn't see how creepy he is. And he's an amazing actor who he just he plays weird great. And for me being a weirdo, that's really nice to see someone who can actually use their own experience, because he went to, I think, was it circus school and stuff like that. He can implement weird and strange and unusual and pull it off. He did it in Late Night with the Devil, he did it in Suicide Squad, he's done it in many films also when he was in The Dark Knight as well, and he just played a maniac incredibly well. And you didn't really get to see that here, which I was kind of disappointed. It was more about really the family and the fact that there was like a conspiracy with the AIs and how they were actually doing this to other families, abducting the kids and making them take out people who had the AIA in the house. How they weren't using it as they should, or the AIA thought that they were a threat and they were causing these families to go out and take people out. And they said, if I take you out, basically, and I do as the AIA says, then I'll get my kid back. So manipulation and blackmail and everything like that. But they didn't really, either turn it off or, return it or report it that their child had been abducted and they didn't know by who. And the company creating the bot or the AI knew that there was issues and knew that it could be temperamental, yet they were still putting it in people's homes. They must, instead of testing it and like alpha and beta testing and then implementing it into the home, why did they not have it in their home? They were the ones who created it. So you think that they would want to test it out for themselves, but they didn't. They outsourced it because they were wanting to obviously create a product. And again, this has happened before. It happens again. And it's going to continuously happen. It was incredibly boring and anticlimactic, the film. And sitting through it was, I literally wished it was over really, really quickly because I didn't find it particularly great. I didn't think it was particularly well written either. It kind of focused more on, the teenage part and how AI is obviously for teenagers. But it doesn't just happen to teenagers, it happens to adults. People have been extorted for money for stupid shit online and through like WhatsApp and through like crazy like chatting and stuff like that, like because you get spam and things like that and people think it's real. So it happens to everybody, not just teenagers. Teenagers have it rough, I get it, but everybody does. We live in a world where things happen, unfortunately, and AI is not going to make it any better. It's probably going to make it dramatically worse over time. And we're finding that out right now because AI is being used for creative things like art, being used for visually. It's taken over, and these days, some jobs and some careers will be AI and they will not be people. And these movies show that they can do so much, but at least when you've got a human in charge, a human can usually tell when something's about to go wrong. Apparently, when flying planes and stuff, the AI or the computer that they use, they can actually detect an actual, something is about to happen. But you always have a human there in charge in case something happens or a problem occurs. But again, you don't have this. They switch it on and off and it doesn't do anything. And the switching the on and off thing is like in Subservience, where they switched her off for 7 seconds and she became, well, Jennifer from Jennifer's Body, basically, if you can remember that film. The movie myself I found incredibly, it didn't keep my attention, put it that way, and my husband liked it, whereas I did not, which is not, that's so unusual for me not to like a movie, a Blumhouse one. Yes, yes. I say Blumhouse all the time. It's like a drinking game. I get that. I expected more. I should know with the amount of PR that goes into promoting a movie that it's going to be shit because there was a lot of PR that went into Afraid, and there's lots and lots and lots of articles, numerous articles, totally bigging up Blumhouse, bigging up the script, bigging up the concept. When as a concept, it's old. It's not new. It's old, and yet they can't really. For technological horror and AI, this where they seem to be going at the moment. I don't know if it's maybe pushed on the fact that there's a lot of things in reality that's happening right now with AI that people can actually go, yeah, I can see that happening. They can like identify that this is happening and the things that we've got technologically based things like computers and phones and AI and everything like that, that we actually are living this right now. But that's a wee bit in the future. Some of the things that they were like describing, that's closer to, like I said, Judgment Day type vibes for me. But I didn't want to watch it again, put it that way. I really didn't. Let's see what IMDb has to say about it. It came out, as I said, on the 30th of August. It's a PG-13. It's an hour and 24 minutes long. It is from Blumhouse and written and directed by Chris Weiss. His family is selected to test a new home device, a digital assistant called Aya, which is AIA. Aya learns the family's behaviours, begins to anticipate their needs, and she makes sure nothing and no one gets in her family's way. It's artificial intelligence, teen horror, mystery, sci-fi, and thriller. So no wonder I didn't find it interesting. It's teen horror. So let's see. Again, stars John Cho, Catherine Watterson, Keith Carradine. From the stills and stuff, again, just looks particularly normal. Again, like in Keith Carradine, sorry, he plays Penny's dad in The Big Bang. Like I said, I know John Cho from American Pie, and also from the Harold and Kumar movies. Catherine Watterson, she's quite a famous actress as well. She's been in loads of stuff. She was in Fantastic Beasts, Alien Covenant. She was also in the TV show, Slow Horses, which I absolutely love on Apple TV. Babylon. She's been in lots of TV shows and stuff as well. So you've got Lakita Maxwell, who plays Iris, who's the daughter. And again, she's in Shrinking. That's where I know her from. And that's a really good Apple show as well. You've got Ashley Romans, who was she in The Last Man? Shameless, but it seems to be the American Shameless, which is the shit Shameless. I'm sorry, but it fucking is. The UK one is the original and it's better. Havana Rose Lou, again, she has been in nothing that I know. American Horror Stories, haven't watched them. As you know, I got kind of sick of American Horror Story because it got incredibly shit. Again, David Dastmalchian. Again, you will know him from one of the crazy officers, from The Dark Knight. He was also in The Suicide Squad. He was in Oppenheimer, June Part 1, and Late Night with the Devil. He is an incredible actor, and we love him here at Confessions from the Dark Side because he is weird and obscure, and we love that. He embraces his strange, and we love it. And there's again a couple other people, someone from the Big Bang, like played the stalker of Sheldon Cooper. The storyline: Afraid, Curtis, John Cho, and his family are selected to test a revolutionary new home device, a digital family system called Aya, which is AIA, taking smart home to the next level once the unit and all its sensors and cameras are installed in their home. Aya seems able to do it all. She learns the family's behaviours and begins to anticipate their needs. That's what AI is supposed to do anyway, and she can make sure nothing and no one gets in her family's way. So let's see the descriptors. We have tech horror, jump scare, artificial intelligence, grindhouse film, artificial intelligence, sci-fi, AIA, teen horror, fake porn video, reference to Siri, post-pornographic images, nude selfie, references to Alexa, trained artificial intelligence, reference to Apple Siri, machine takes over, digital assistant, quantum computer, artificial intelligence takeover, computer takes over, wireless cameras, reference to HAL computer, quantum supercomputer, SWAT team rescue, super Alexa, big tech, fake SWAT call, reference to ChatGPT, deepfake video, AI takeover, electronic monitor, artificial intelligence rules the world, algorithms, and Disney. Again, lots of words there. Lots of words that I struggled to wrap my tongue around. It was difficult, could you hear? Taglines: meet Aya. She's here to help. She definitely isn't. Genres are horror, mystery, sci-fi, and thriller. So did you know in the trailer, when the family opens the box to reveal Aya for the first time, it says "Hello World"? This is a reference to the first program most people write when learning to code or starting in a new programming language. It's one of the most basic programs a person can write and serves not only as a first step for novices, but also a confirmation that the development environment is set up correctly. Now, I'd probably say "Hello World" or "Hell World" or something like that because that's just me. They have a stupid Harry Potter reference 10 points to Gryffindor. Ugh. There's a short scene in closing crazy credits in the closing credits. I didn't think anything crazy of anything. It was just like, oh, when will this be over? So apparently the budget was 12 million estimated. An opening weekend in USA and Canada on the 1st of September was $3,665,664. The gross in Canada and the gross worldwide was $12,567,788. It basically broke even, and that's it for the budget, but not for the promo because promo was probably a lot more. I don't think anyone will ever beat the promo for The Crow. That probably was more than the movie. Let's see the user reviews, and we're going to start with the tens if there is any. I'm still surprised that it gets tens. I really am. I'm just like, really, that got a 10? Really? Okay, so generally enjoyable and disturbing. Generally not, but hey, I went into the movie not expecting much as the ads sounded a bit silly. However, my curiosity got the best of me and I went to see it with a friend. The use of AI imagery was interesting and gave me a sense of unease. Again, no. Contrary to much of the criticism I've seen, I thought this movie was interesting and quite an experience. Many parts of the movie had both me and my friend hiding behind the sleeve of our jackets. Pussy. Sorry. What? Especially the scenes that are dark and quiet. The jump scares themselves weren't anything to rave about, unfortunately. However, in my opinion, the movie didn't need flashy jump scares in order to seem scary. It wasn't scary though. I definitely recommend this movie for anyone who enjoys uneasy and thought provoking films. If you want an uneasy film, watch Speak No Evil. That's fucked up. This, however, is not. Predictable, and the jump scares, me and my husband always look at each other and go, here we go, it's a jump scare. If they're not got the fucking shepherd's tone, they do a thing with the camera where it zooms in and then zooms out, and then it just goes kind of ominous feel, and then it's dark usually. It's usually always dark, or they show you a bright light and it's like, oh, that's not fucking scary. That's funny. That's enough to make me piss myself laughing. Not fucking from fear. Not even half as bad as the audience and critics would have you believe. Anurag's shitty. Okay, Afraid tells the story of Curtis, his wife, Meredith, daughter Iris, and sons Preston and Cal. Curtis and his family are handpicked to test a new AI system, a digital assistant named Aya. Aya learns intimate details about each member of the family. Yes, intimate. And begins to preemptively guess their needs. Aya will do anything to make sure nothing and no one does anything bad to her family. It's like a possessive ex. Afraid is an awe-inspiring film. It was awful. Writer-director Chris Weiss has given us a movie that's massively builds up the suspense and mystery about the extremely advanced AI system. No, it doesn't. While subtly telling us about the advantages and pitfalls of using AI. Again, you should know that. Hello, Terminator 2. I think this film has been unfairly labelled as an outright horror movie when it's clearly not the case. It's not fucking horror. When it comes to the AI gone rogue genre, Afraid is so much better than Megan. Ha ha ha! No. John Cho is spectacular. No, he's not. As Kurt is. Catherine Watterson is awesome as Meredith. Havana Rose Liu is phenomenal as Melody and the voice of the AI. Lakita Maxwell is brilliant as Iris. Wyatt Linder is amazing as Preston. Isaac B is perfect as Cal. Again, the Giddo, I think, overall, the best character, I think, is Iris because it's majority about her being at school and her being surrounded by absolute cocks of people who literally will do anything to destroy you because it's high school and that's what fucking kids do. They are cocks. The supporting cast is unforgettable. The main cast is forgettable. Afraid is a must watch for fans of well made thrillers and John Cho fans. John Cho fans, he's better at comedy. Tell him he needs to go back to Harold and Kumar. Watch it on the big screen, and the next time you use your Alexa, Siri, or Google Assistant, you'll definitely think twice. No, you won't. It doesn't stop me shouting at Alexa for being a bitch and always listening like the fucking weirdo she is. Entertaining and terrifying. Afraid 2024. I love this movie 10 out of 10. Are you new? Are you an AI? Have you wrote this? What a great PG-13 movie filled with tons of suspense and horror. It wasn't suspense. I was looking at my watch because I wanted it to end. At those, wasn't my watch, it was like my fucking phone. At least those that are subject to paranoia about AI and its future with us. You don't need a movie to make you paranoid about AI. There's enough information on the internet and in real life to actually make you paranoid about AI and the uprising of the machines and how they're going to take out all humans. But hey, it's truly terrifying. AI could and possibly can do. Again, evolution, people. Evolution. I love the pacing of this movie, the humour in it, and how Aya got offended by Alexa and called her a bitch and more. Yeah, she did. It was more of like a popularity contest, like that bitch. Yes, Alexa's a bitch. We know. She gets called a bitch in my house constantly. This was a very fun, entertaining film with some brutal scenes and a few good jump scares. Where? To be expected, but still nevertheless entertaining. I honestly myself cannot find anything negative to say about it off the bat, because it was written by AI, wasn't it? Def recommends seeing it. No, I can't def recommend seeing it. Liked it too much with a spoiler apparently. From Pap David 84647. Let's see what shite he writes. First I checked the IMDb score. Yeah, you're going to write 10 out of 10? Okay. And I didn't even want to buy the ticket even though I'm interested in the AI topic. After I saw that the producer made Megan, that I watched recently and liked a lot, because it was good, I decided to give this a try since I had a bit of free time and this movie was about to start in the theatre. Of course! You were stalking the theatre times, you weirdo. Honestly, I liked it too much. It glued me to the screen for almost the whole time. The very beginning was a bit slow, but after that it was amazing. Again, no, it wasn't. I'm glad I watched it. Finally, a good experience after years of garbage movies. No, this is one of the garbage movies. I think you're mistaken. It was also about a topic I'm interested in and has relevance. Spoiler, I liked how powerful and unpredictable the AI was. You don't want it to be unpredictable. That's when they go rogue and they try to fucking kill you. What the fuck? In a movie, it's very entertaining, but it also makes you think, how would this look in the real world once the technology is implemented exactly? I agree with you there, Pat David. Oh, this is someone you're using their words. I fucking hate. I hate this. Right. So there's a lot of words that are used at the moment. Stoic, sorry, used in the wrong context. Even used constantly by people who think they know what the word means, but they don't. They just use it because they're trying to act smart. And then there's another one called nuance. They use that quite a lot. Actors use it when they're talking about their performance in the movies and the TV shows they're in. They use it quite a lot, and they use hand gestures when they talk about nuance because they're trying to act more intelligent than they actually fucking are. So, another excellent film where critics missed the point and the nuances of it. This movie hits moody like a La Machina and Megan and builds upon own conveniences and fears and layers of simplicity to a trap being laid. Parasite, The Grudge, Cabin in the Woods, Misery. Don't you dare put Misery in this. Virtuosity, the list goes on, but the matter is all the same. Within the everyday mundane and the interpersonal dilemmas we all face lies the answers to all our issues. AI. AI has been misrepped just like this movie has. It's not just a chatbot, it's not just a Vicky from iRobot, it's not Skynet. It's an everyday companion more similar to the cute levitating robot or Ares in Next Gen, Netflix film. Again, no, it's not. Aya, they spelled that wrong, called her Alaya, that's not her name, has to become self-aware since her super nearly instantaneous scan of the web to become educated is flawed. Think Lilu in The Fifth Element. How dare you! Due to the missing, unknown, unseen force that defies all logic, reason and reality, the family home. Where we all fail at the hardest job you'll ever love until your home is broken. What the fuck are you talking about? Aya excels like a nanny on roids. No, that is until she is found to be failing over and over until she gets it right. With each failure comes a horrible price that each family pays, which is the abduction of your child, by the way, and then you have to basically take out other people to get your child back. Because that sounds reasonable now, does it? Knit. No, it doesn't. Curtis and Meredith with kids Iris, Preston and Cal in tow each have a different lesson about the bonding of AI. This is because Vates builds each character to protect perfection. The only character that was perfection was Iris, because she was playing a teenager in a world with technology as the way it is today and how cruel humans can be with AI and without it. That's the only good character in this at all. In all of the shallowness and yearning, Aya's company with its eternal data set fed by individuals who are somehow drawn into it, and this normal everyday family turns Aya basically into Alex from Fatal Attraction. What? What? Wow. Wow. Oh my fucking god. Wow. I'm just baffled by that statement alone. Show nearly saves this film from being a B movie disaster. No, it is a disaster, mate. But in the end, the box type conclusion weighs heavier than his performance. The husband wife relationship is strained because the AI will take centre stage in all decisions, starting with them and probably not stopping anytime soon. So basically, the AI is dominant over the humans. It's probably a kink somewhere. There is a real reason why Musk and Google pulled out of the AI race. We are all afraid after watching this film because it is inevitable. Are you fucking kidding me? This film is not scary and doesn't make you scared of what's going to happen. Fuck me. Note, the trailer has more emphasis on Aya's true feelings and the affection towards Cal than the movie has. Maybe too rated R. Watch the 3 different ones running to see how it may be deleted scenes on Blu-ray at some point. Also stick around for mid-credit scene that feels very attached to the outcome and or hints at a sequel. I fucking hope it doesn't get a fucking sequel. That movie was terrible. I know I'm getting far too ahead of myself, so let's see 1 stars. Makes Jaws Revenge look like a masterpiece. This sounds closer to how I review things. So me and my dad decided to watch this movie together. We had many expectations because of Imaginary and Night Swim, but the trailer looked decent enough. We are watching this movie and we are thinking, it's not bad, it's like 6 out of 10. But then the movie just takes the hardest 180 I've ever seen and just ruins it. The ending is probably one of the worst written endings I've ever seen in any movie. It's sloppy, poorly written, no thought included, ending. The acting is pretty basic. By basic, I mean bad, and there is never really a time that I care about any of the characters. The pacing is and the editing is The best part about this movie was the ending, but don't get your hopes up yet, cause Blumhouse hits you with a pointless and dumb end credit scene that is a good reminder to leave the theatre before it's too late. Please do not watch this movie if you want to have a good time. Jackson, I agree with you. Oh, look, more plagiarism. This film has been done as many times as Batman. Again, I agree. We'll talk about having a new original idea. Imagine writing a script about an artificial intelligence house without doing any background work or check in to see if anybody else has released a film like this, because they have, which they have. At least 8 films like this have dropped since the beginning of 2023. This was as bad as when they tried to remake Chucky into Megan. How about come up with an original idea or hire someone who actually watches TVs and film? Has a passion for all genres and knows about plagiarism is because clearly Blumhouse, sorry, doesn't. I've not seen Blumhouse make a decent film in years of even a decade. Well, I disagree with that. There's a few. But Megan wasn't supposed to be like Chucky. Megan was supposed to be a companion for children, especially children who have difficulty maintaining and building relationships, understanding their own feelings, and actually being able to implement them into their life so it's easier for them to grow up for when they make transitions into secondary school, college, life, adulthood. But then it goes incredibly wrong because they get incredibly protective because the child will grow up and will not stay a child. So therefore they will be, again, if they don't have any more children, then where the fuck does Megan go? Jason Blum, you need to get yourself together, man, by Jared. So I just done watching this newest horror film from Blumhouse Productions, Afraid, and it was horrible. I agree. After watching this movie, I've reached the point to where I'm starting to get very annoyed with Jason Blum. Because he's proven that he can produce some great movies in the past, but he constantly chooses to put out these garbage horror movies that no one cares about and will instantly forget until they have to remember what some of the worst movies they had to suffer through during the year. Positives for Afraid, John Cho and Catherine Watterson are decent as the two main characters of this movie. That's about it for the positives of this movie. I didn't think they were particularly good. I think Iris was better. Their daughter. Negatives for Afraid. This movie is literally the same thing that you would expect from a bad Blumhouse movie. It's a PG-13 rating, boring characters, terrible dialogue, lame kills, multiple jumps between Blumhouse Production and Sony Pictures, so you know how bad the movie is going to be. The movie also fails at trying to explore the smart home AI and how it becomes self-aware or help us try to understand what its motivations are. And by the end of the movie, it comes off as a boring horror movie version of Smart House, which came out in 1999, which again I have spoke about before. It's a house that goes rogue, basically. And finally, the twist ending had me rolling my eyes because of how stupid it was, and it makes you feel like you've wasted your time with this movie. You're not going to get that time back. That's what it felt like for me. Overall, Afraid is another blunder from Blumhouse, and it's starting to piss me off because they've made good movies in the past, but they continue to put out these horrible movies that do nothing except serve as cheap cash grabs. For this movie, my husband gave it a 3.5. I'm not giving it a 3.5. I'm giving it a 1 because it's Blumhouse. Yes, I have a total hard-on for them. I can't help it. I just really enjoy what Jason does, but this time I do not. I really, really don't. And again, it's a collaboration with Sony. And when Blumhouse is themselves, usually they do a good job. But when you get another production company, that's when things start to go awry because obviously Sony is the bigger company with the more money and the bigger budget. And Blumhouse is significantly, it's not as small as it was, but it's significantly getting larger. It's getting more traction, it's getting more attention because of the movies that they actually do, the ones they do well. But the ones that they don't do well seem to be collaborations with other people. And I don't know whether it's just people not agreeing or the fact that the people around the table are shit, like they are in most places in Hollywood, where they churn out the same shite and want you to fucking part with your cash. And an economy like this, don't think so. What I give this, like I said, I give this 1 out of 5. So that would be a 2. So let's see some 2 stars. Afraid is the disappointing attempt to capitalise on the success of Megan. Never have I been to a movie where not only did the film crash and burn, but the entire theatre erupted in a groan. Blumhouse Pictures' latest horror flick centres around a family selected to test a cutting-edge digital assistant, Aya, that quickly turns into a menacing force. The AI voice in the movie, Why Him, turned into a horror film. The premise is promising. A seemingly harmless AI gone rogue could truly be terrifying considering how apparent today's technology seems to be tapped into what we do in our everyday life. However, Afraid fails to deliver on the potential. The film's pacing is sluggish and the scales are built around painful AI renders. The tension never truly builds and the characters are one-dimensional. The real letdown is the lack of suspense. The film's central conflict is never truly threatening, and the characters' reactions to the AI's increasingly sinister behaviour are often underwhelming. Afraid feels like a missed opportunity, a film that could have been a chilling exploration of technology's potential dangers, but instead comes across as a generic horror flick. I saw no horror. Blumhouse Pictures has quickly gone from a studio I look forward to seeing to me actually considering if I should see what they release next. And again, that's how I felt. I really did feel that way. And it's sad to say. I'm seeing if there's any parents guide. Oh, there is. Motion picture rating, which is PG-13 for sexual material, some strong language, and the material. Sex and nudity is moderate, of course. Violence and gore is mild. Profanity, mild. That sounds boring, doesn't it? Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, none. Frightening and intense scenes, moderate. You're moderately ripping the fucking piss out me, IMDb, if you think that's moderate. So, verbal and visual references to deepfake pornographic videos, penis pics, breast pics, and a young boy Google's boobs. Wow, is that what we've resorted to? At 25 minutes and 54 seconds into the movie, a high school girl takes her off her robe and you see her from her back, showing her naked back. But since she is in front of a mirror, you can see a full frontal naked body in a quick flash. However, there's stick-on flowers in the mirror that make it difficult to see her breasts. Full frontal, clearly. Well, she's a high school student. What did you fucking expect? A video is showing her on a mobile phone of close-up of kissing. A male teenager has sent a female teenager what she describes as a dick pic, but it's not shown, thank fuck. Several young boys ask the AI Siri rude questions, to which she replies, I don't have a good answer for that. That happens to me every time with her, just for everyday things. Violence and gore, which was mild. Only one scene of violence where a man is shot, blood is dripping down from his forehead while he's been shot, blood's going to come out. A person is hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. I don't know. Maybe they didn't know how to use a fire extinguisher. And an off-screen shooting, very infrequent mild violence. Profanity. Adult use the word freaking, and a child asked if they meant the F word. Well, of course they did. I'd rather use the word fuck. Feels better. One fuck uses of shit, dick, porn, and boob. 2 GD. Alcohol and drugs, there is none. Frightening and intense scenes, intense jump scares. Where? Including people wearing scary face masks. Several distorted and eerie AI generated imagery and music, as well as scenes of sexually abusive behaviour. Mature science fiction themes, sexual references, coarse language, and violence. Verbal references to kill yourself are seen in a montage briefly on a few occasions. So AI just wants us to die. That sounds about right. Spoilers, a young child disappears and it's implied that they have been abducted. And again, in the UK, it got a 15. Really? Wow. So, like I said, I give it 2. Sorry, it would be 2 out of 10, but it's 1 out of 5 for me. I didn't find it scary. I didn't think it had particularly good jump scares. I'm really disappointed with Blumhouse in this shite. It's a total regurgitation of another movie from 1999 that's actually way better. And most likely, they were trying to make something that was for the 21st century, not the 20th century, but they failed to deliver. Like many things are failing to deliver. We are in an AI sort of cycle at the moment. Am I here for it? If it's going to be like afraid, then definitely not. Really find it incredibly boring and slow. And you can tell by my tone anyway, even though I'm monotone, that I was so bored that I just wanted it to end. That's as difficult, sorry, as hard as me I'm going to say that I found it absolutely terrible. It was not scary, it had no jump scares, it had no point. It was, again, predictable from the get-go. The AI is bad, they're trying to test it, they're trying to fix it, yet they know about the issues, yet they're not doing anything about it. They still want people to test it, it's still an ongoing issue, and yet they haven't stopped it or tried to recreate it or go into its programming and maybe try and fucking fix the problem before actually unleashing it onto the world. But hey, taking out a few people in the process, unnecessary deaths because they didn't think that they could. They basically just wanted to release it. It's kind of like the way Apple is with their mobile phones. They literally keep releasing them even though there's issues with them when they should really be testing them. Instead of fucking building products not to last, maybe you should fucking build things to last. The amount of money it costs for these things, for fuck's sake. And I don't think it's going to get any better. Have you seen Afraid? What did you think? Do you think I was being incredibly dramatic over it? Do you think that I have been too hard on it? Let me know. Do you like Blumhouse films, or you feel that Blumhouse needs to like take a step back and actually maybe stop getting involved with other companies and maybe just fucking do what they do best and work well with the smaller budgets that they have and hit it out the park like they've did with many other weird and obscure films that they've had the opportunity to release. Like There's Something Wrong with the Children that had a really, really, really small budget. Five Nights at Freddy's as well has an incredible. That is the new one's supposed to be incredibly scary. Apparently, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's out next year. I think it's out this year. Really fucking happy with the fact that they've got some movies that where they hit it right dead on the nail on the head, and then they get times like this. But it's not even a hit or a miss. It's a complete fucking miss. This movie. Do not go see it. If you want to waste an hour and 24 minutes of your time, then watch it. If you don't, then watch a better movie. That's what I said. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen the movie and if you enjoy it and if you think I'm being too hard. And let me know in the comments if you fucking hated it and you think it was fucking pointless. Let me know too. That was Confession from the Darkside presents review from the Darkside, and that was Afraid for 2024. Movie review. If you like content like this, remember to go check out our Confessions from the Darkside social media platforms that are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Buzzsprout. Let us know what you think on our social media platforms, and let's get chatting about this topic. All the topics. Let's grow our community and spread how awesome the horror community actually is. If you want to get to know us as individuals, then you can go to our links below. I am Lady Darcy Darkness, and my channel is Behind the Mash Reviews, and that spelling is Bravo 3 Hotel Indigo November Delta Tango Hotel 3 Mama Alpha 5 Kilo Romeo Echo Victor Indigo Echo Whiskey Sierra. And again, you can find that on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. Lunar is Lunar X Rising. He has a YouTube, a Twitch, and an Instagram. And if you want to reach out to us at any point, any emails, any articles or movies or any news that you think that we would love to know, because we do love to hear about absolutely everything horror, sci-fi, fantasy related, you can email us all lowercase confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com, or as I said, I am Lady Darcy Darkness, and mine is behindthemaskreviews@gmail.com, and the spelling is on screen if you are watching it on YouTube. And I just spelled it out there, so learn it, please do. Lunar is lunarxrising@gmail.com, and like I said, that was Confessions from the Dark Side presents Reviews from the Dark Side. Afraid, the review. I am Lady Darcy Darkness. This is Confessions from the Dark Side, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.